I've 31F been in my new department for just over a month. My direct supervisor, Levi, fake name of course, 39M, took an immediate interest in me and started coaching me on how to excel in the business world. It was incredible, all his insight, all his advice. I readily was able to see it changing my life for the better. He asked me to work weekend overtime with him after the first week, and of course, eager to oblige. That Saturday was when he first started explicitly talking about his former sexual experiences. He was very chill about it, and I wanted to be chill too, so I participated. After that day, he kept suggesting we drink some brews together at my place. I finally conceded and invited him over, where we talked about work and more sex. He got me a quasi-promotion at work, the best he could do, so the others wouldn't get jealous. And after a couple weeks invited himself over again. He told me I better drink 3 beers this time, and if he had more than 3, then I'd be in trouble. Well fam, you all guessed it. He came over, drank beer, told me to stand up and turn around, told me how incredible I look and how I'm a Ferrari and just need the right driver in the seat, etc., etc. Fortunately, somehow, he left before texting me asking to test drive the Ferrari. He told me that he wants to teach me how to separate my emotions from work and how he wouldn't want my emotions to get in the way of a promotion. Of course, he had to call me for that last part because he just hates texting. He told me he had to teach me how to separate emotions and have a good time so I could fly in my career, because I have so much potential. I can't believe this all happened. It effing happened. I'm so shook right now, I don't know what to do, other than show up tomorrow and pretend like nothing happened, business as usual. He said he's getting promoted to out of state in the next few weeks, so hopefully that's not a lie too. I am just so unbelievably shook that the nightmare of a male boss using a woman's career against her for sex actually happened to me. I've heard so many stories, but never thought. Girls, please wish me well tonight. I'll need your collective courage to get through tomorrow. Thank you. Update: I really don't know where to begin. I ultimately decided not to report him, because based on the way he talked about our director, I thought they'd take his side instead of mine. Everyone kept telling me HR is here to protect the company, not you, and I was on the bottom of the totem pole. So I went back to work every day and acted like nothing happened. 2 days after he'd come over, I sent him a long text as a form of documentation, detailing back to him what he had said to me over the phone, and said I didn't want either of us to risk our careers, so it'd be best to avoid all sexual talk altogether. I also told him I wasn't sexually attracted to him and therefore had no interest in having sex with him. He had told me time and time again that he always gets the yes, I know, super sexually assaulted-y, so I didn't want him to have any wiggle room for further manipulation. After about a month, he got an interim promotion as manager in our department at a different campus, about 30 minutes away. It was a huge relief. It also opened up his position, which I immediately applied for. I was a shoo-in for his old position, and all the leadership knew it. The director, David, scheduled an interview for me, inviting every manager of each location to be on the panel, including Levi. Regardless, the interview went well, and I felt very confident. The next day, Friday, at 5 p.m., David called me at home. He added my manager, Linda, to the call, and then said, "There's no easy way to ask this, but I got an anonymous tip. Have you ever been in any form of relationship with Levi?" I was shocked. I hadn't told a soul, which meant Levi did. I figured the cat was out of the bag and I had done nothing wrong, so I ended up telling David and Linda everything. They were both shocked and disgusted. Linda was so angry she couldn't speak. David was so disgusted he said he wanted to take a shower. I felt so much validation, and it was so completely unexpected. David ended up telling me the anonymous tip was very close to my story, but had some key differences. Apparently, the person who made the tip made it against me, claiming that I was sleeping with Levi to get promoted. I'm still disgusted by that. David asked me to write him an email detailing what I said over the phone, including attachments of all my documentation, screenshots of texts, etc., and he would take it to HR. The investigation started pretty swiftly. The next Wednesday, the HR investigator called to interview me and spent an hour and 15 minutes on the phone with me. He He said the absence of witnesses was unfortunate, but that my documentation was solid. While waiting for HR to complete the investigation, David was incredibly supportive. I couldn't believe it. His character was completely different than how Levi had described him, which of course now makes sense. David assured me that he never went against HR's recommendation, so he was going to wait for the investigation to be completed about a week, then follow up with me. 2 days later, Friday, Linda called me into her office. It was done. David had fired Levi. He was gone, completely. He turned in his keys, was banished from our establishment forever, and he was gone. I threw up my arms and loudly cheered, a reaction that surprised even me. The immediate sense of relief was overwhelming. I never again had to fear him showing up out of the blue, talking nonsense about getting me promoted, when the CEO of the company told David himself that he should promote me. And now? Now, 4 months after this horrible ordeal began, I sit in Levi's old chair at his old desk, with my name now programmed into his old phone. The position he vacated is mine, and he doesn't even have a job. Fuck that guy. Ladies, it's worth the risk to speak out. Ultimately, in retrospect, I wish I had gone to an authoritative figure I trusted who would take it to HR for me. I know the CEO would have 100 had my back, including other people in other departments. I was afraid to be buried, so I didn't do it myself. But had I confided in someone I trusted to not let it rest, I think it would have been okay. Regardless, justice has been done. Levi lost out on a $150K job because he wanted some pussy. What a effing idiot.